I think this is the perfect way to do an event in Grow a Garden. And I have 7 reasons why I think that, starting with a very simple reason. You can do this event completely AFK if you want. What do I mean by that? Take a look at your little chubby chipmunk over here. This lovely little friend can be done AFK. He will grow AFK. You can keep this game running overnight, and he will continue to eat fruits and get a little bit bigger every few minutes. Which means you don't have to, if you don't want to, actively farm it. You can take your time. You can put your feet up. You can have the game running while you're doing other things, and the game will continue to play for you. A lot of people really enjoy that. Not everyone, but a lot of people. And I think the developers have realized that there is a very large segment of their player base that really just enjoys letting the game play and the AFK nature of it. Some people really enjoy that their plants grow while they're gone. Some people like the fact that the seed shock restocks every time they come back in. And some people really like leaving the game running overnight, allowing things to get better and better as they play. People love the idle kind of play style. But that's not all. There's other aspects to this event that people really enjoy, and I think the developers did a really good job. So point number 2, not only can you AFK and enjoy this event, you can also semi-AFK and enjoy this event. Let me show you what I mean. So right now, every 2 minutes, our lovely squirrel is getting his fruits. And that is doing it completely AFK thanks to this ability right here. Every 2 minutes, he goes and eats a fruit and gets a bit bigger. But if you want to, you can do it semi-AFK and farm it even faster every 5 minutes. And that's all you have to do is log in every 5 minutes and farm it faster. I will demonstrate that by harvesting all my fruits again. This almost broke my game last time. And I push the button and I wait for something to trigger any time now. Man, those maple resins look really, really good. I should grow some of those. Oh, there it goes. The funny part is, this thing doesn't even like successfully take all my crops because I still have more crops for it to take. Now, what do I mean by farming this event semi-AFK? Well, if you don't want to be completely AFK, you can walk up to your Nutty Fever guy and submit all your fruits every 5 minutes. And then every 5 minutes, you just leave, go and do something else, play a different game while this game's still running in the background. And you can enjoy this completely AFK for 5 minutes. And I think that's a really good idea by the developers, allowing different types of people to enjoy this game at different paces, starting with completely AFK, where you can leave it on overnight and gain progress, and then into semi-AFK, where you can play it every 5 minutes and then kind of relax and do other things and alt tab out and read something and watch a YouTube video or have Netflix on and then go back into this every 5 minutes to do it. And then that leads into my third point. And my third point is this can be actively farmed, which means you can be playing it non-stop the whole time. The AFK nature of the squirrel doing his thing, the semi-AFK nature of the fever, and then the AFK function of running around and grabbing the acorns. So there are things to do for all 3 types of Grow a Garden players. And I think that's what made me want to make a video on this topic, is that I've come to realize just how well thought out a lot of this part of the event is. It can give things to do for everybody. If you want to be a sweaty grinder, you can be a sweaty grinder and maximize how many chests and how many rewards you can acquire within a 10-minute span or a 60-minute span. If you want to be a semi-sweat, you can just do semi-AFK and activate the thing every 5 minutes and edit your videos or watch YouTube or do whatever it is that you're doing every 5 minutes. And then it's completely AFK for those of you that want to leave the game running on in the background, leave the game running overnight, and still get some progress. And I think that 3-tiered structure is a great thing to keep in mind moving forward with any new events that the developers are creating. I basically wanted to say that. Now there's other things I want to talk about. Don't get it twisted, but that's the most important part. This 3-level system where you can appease and please and entertain the 3 different levels of players, the AFK, the semi-AFK, and the active grinders, is perfect. Now, there is a segment of people who are not pleased with this event, and those are the scripters / the macro people. Because the nut spawn locations are random, it's really hard for the scripters and the macro people to grab those nuts. And you know what? I think that's okay. I'm pretty sure that's a segment of the player base you don't have to actually try and appease. Also, if you haven't realized, raptors are low-key goated in this event to actively grab acorns. I mean, yes, you can teleport to spots, and that's cool, but raptors are awesome. So people are swearing by grizzlies. They say grizzlies are also really good for this. I haven't tried it yet. Now, the fourth thing I think the developers are completely getting correct about this event is that it doesn't overstay its welcome. I kind of like that this is most likely going to be only a 1 week thing. I kind of liked that the evolution seeds were only a 1 week thing. I generally don't enjoy week 2 of events. Now, the Halloween event can be here for 3 weeks for all I care, because Halloween rocks. But if you have filler events, I kind of like that they're only like 1 week long little things, and you do it for the week and then it's gone, and that's kind of cool. Now, not having rewards or things available after the fact, it's a bit awkward, such as we talked about in a previous video, not having access to these Evos, the beetroot, the blueberry, the pumpkin, the mushroom, to get at least tier 1 of the apple, kind of sucks. And it sucks for a large segment of the player base. But overall, I do like these really short, quick events. They're kind of cool. Moving on to point number 6. I like that this event has a unique mechanic that we haven't seen in a while. It wasn't just simply a completely recycled thing. Having the little chipmunk be in your garden and interact with your garden is a new concept. Everybody gets one, and it does stuff in your garden, and that's kind of cool. I like the fact that we have a unique new mechanic. And I'm looking forward to seeing what other unique new mechanics the developers can cook up with their imaginations and their creativity moving forward. What are we going to do in Halloween? What are we going to do when winter comes? I have so many thoughts and ideas, and I'm really curious to see what the developers do. Having said that, I also appreciate that parts of this event also are familiar. For example, this part right here, where you hand in a bunch of fruits to activate a super weather effect that goes on. I really like that. And another thing I really appreciate about this event is that they're keeping it seasonal. This game being a fall event just makes so much sense. Now, having said that, this game is popular all over the globe, in all sorts of places, and not all of them follow the same weather patterns. So I wonder if we're going to see the developers appeal to some of the more global player base, people in the Philippines, shout out to the Philippines, people all over the globe. But I wonder what their plan is regarding that. Could we see some other cultures bleed into the game, which would be totally cool and totally fair? And we've seen some of that with like the Zen update and things like that. So I'm really curious how that's going to go down. But no, seriously, having raptors in this event just makes the event completely tolerable. I tried running around grabbing the acorns without the raptors, and it was like pulling teeth. Oh, hey, developers, free thought. The next time you do an event where you're running around collecting things during the weather boost, give people a run speed boost. I think they'd enjoy that. I think that'd be a lot of fun for people. So that, let's say it's a Halloween event and you activate the Halloween weather to do the Halloween thing, and you're running around gathering pumpkins or something. Give people a Halloween specific speed boost to run around this fast, at least 2 times as fast. I think people will get a kick out of that, and then allow raptors to go even faster than that just for the hilarious lulls. Yeah, because doing this event without raptors and run speed increase is painful. And the final thing, the last thing I can appreciate about this event, and I think the developers did a really good job, is that this event can't be abused by the wealthy. What do I mean? I have 1.4 sextillion shekels still, and I can't use those 1.4 sextillion shekels to reset a shop over and over and gain an advantage over people who are not wealthy. I have 15-second peacocks that I traded for weeks ago, and I also appreciate the fact that those 15-second peacocks can't reduce the cooldown of the event scroll, because that would be overpowered. That would be broken. I would have the event scroll triggering non-stop. So I kind of appreciate the fact that the wealthy don't have an advantage in this game, whether that's through shekels or whether that is through overpowered, broken pets that should be nerfed, honestly. Like my 15-second peacocks, they should be nerfed. It's ridiculous.